This show is for entertainment purposes only. Do not mistake this show for medical advice. If you or anyone you know is in need of a dentist, please contact 480-391-0099 to set up an appointment.
Welcome to our podcast. Sit back and relax. Dental Works Podcast. We're gonna share some facts. We gonna raise your dental IQ at the Dental Works Podcast. We will guide you. Put out some bad jokes before we are through. Free information here just for you. Sit back and have a good time.
Today is March 15th, 2023, and this is episode number 115 of the Dental Works Podcast, the show about learning the ins and outs of dentistry from a patient's perspective. I'm Ted Work, and that over there is Dr. Terry Work.
Hello.
Dental Works is a family dental practice based in Scottsdale, Arizona that has been providing course management for 27 and a half years.
You say based in Scottsdale, Arizona. That is actually the only place that it is. We have something at Dental Works that no other dental practice has in the entire world.
Don't say a podcast, because every other...
That's me.
Right.
Yep. That's me. So there's another
Before you get
company
into some more words,
called
I want to say
Dental Works that is the fake. Why are you touching
we
me?
have Brandon here as a guest.
Hey.
I
wanna
just
hear
wanted
about
to
the
say
dental
that
works.
before you got into your big long spiel.
That's right. Brandon's still here wearing the same clothes that he
If you didn't see last episode, go ahead and check that out with
You need to.
Brandon.
You need to.
Learned all about him
Comedy
and his
Gold.
deal, Dutch Brothers,
You'll learn
Mormons,
stuff about flutes.
video.
Flutes.
Oh yeah, and maybe you'll learn a thing at the end of the episode. I haven't decided
Possibly.
whether
We're
that'll
going to
be in
see
the
whether
episode.
that's
maybe.
Yes, it's the tick-talking thing.
So go ahead.
But
and
back to what we were
explain
saying.
you talking
So there's
about.
another company called Dental Works, which has nothing to do with us. We are the original. I tried to trademark it, and you can't trademark the word dental work. Yeah, but we started it back in 1990. Back in 1993. Way back
What is that,
before
30 years ago?
electricity- well, whatever.
What is
you
that,
said,
30
we've been practicing for 30 years, basically. So,
When are you going to start playing?
yeah.
Well, you've been practicing for 30, but you
I
guys
just got it down, and
did.
now I'm going to retire.
but you guys have been in the Phoenix area in this practice for 27 and a half. I had
Something
to change
like
it
that. Yes.
because
yes.
25 was not doing it anymore.
No. Yes.
So we're here today to talk about marketing, kind of in a general sense, for small businesses or like the modern idea of marketing in the past. Dr. Terry, why don't we go
so
into...
actually what we always do with our guests, I didn't mean to cut you off. Actually, I intended to cut you off because you never should.
I'm glad I understand
But
what's happening.
what we do, what we like to do with our guests is, first of all, get just a little brief history of their dental experiences. Everybody knows you hate going to the dentist. It's never going to be a vacation destination or whatever. But I have to be honest, I think that we've raised the bar as far as being able to improve people's dental experiences. And the way you do that is by listening to what their needs are and what it is that they dislike about being at the dentist. So our guest here, Brandon, is it Serpa?
Yeah, you got
Serpa. Serpa's going to be our Sherpa down this destination. No? Nothing. Okay. So Brandon, I'm going to have Brandon talk a little bit about his dental experiences and an overall view about dentistry.
Do you want the horror story first, or do you want
Always.
the good one?
Might as well.
Always.
Let's do the horror story first, so people don't click off. All right. So it was 2011. I was 11 years old, and I was playing baseball, and I got like a 60-mile our ball to the face, right? Ooh, and knocked out this tooth
classic.
right here. I don't know what this one is.
canine.
Right, a canine.
Number
right?
11.
Number 11, and knocked out tooth number 11. So I go to my dentist, right? And he's like, oh, don't worry, Brandon, I got you. I'm like, oh, cool. So he stitches it up, and I don't know if that's like normal, but he stitches up my gums, and he's like, yeah, just put some of the gauze on it, and then like just reapply, like just if the gauze gets bloody, just use
change the gauze.
Change it out. I'm like, oh, okay, simple. So I'm sitting there in class, and I just keep having to change it out. It's like every 10 minutes I get up, and my teacher's like, Brandon, just go home. Like, call your mom, go home. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going home, I guess. So I
dang it.
Yeah, I was like, dang it, I have to go home. I was like sick. So like shout out to that dentist, because I like didn't have to do school.
Nice.
Right? But
what a trade-off.
yeah, but like I was like pretty loopy. I was like, I didn't know what was going on. So I go to bed. I go to sleep. What happens next is, guys, my bed when I was a kid was white, okay?
Yeah.
So what happens next is I wake up.
It's blue.
No.
Oh, sorry.
My pillow is just, there's blood everywhere.
Murder scene.
Yeah, it looked like a murder scene. So I'm freaking out. There's blood all over me. And we go back to the dentist. He goes, oh, okay, I didn't stitch it right. So he does the thing again, and it stopped bleeding, right? I was like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks, guy. So then I go back to bed, because it was like, he was like an emergency kind of dentist. I don't know if you guys do this, but he's like, yeah, Brandon, I'll be right there. Picked it up,
dude.
5 p.m. Right?
All the time.
Okay,
every day.
cool.
3 a.m. We've got 1,000 stories about him.
Will you
coming
let
in
him
at midnight.
talk, Big
I'm just
Mouth?
letting him
I
know.
like that.
I'm just saying.
You gotta shout that out. But basically, I wake up against 2 a.m. and same thing. But like my mom's mad at me. She goes, Brandon, like, why are you bleeding?
Why
all
are you
over the
bleeding?
place?
Stop
Yeah.
bleeding right this minute.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, so I literally stuck a popsicle in my mouth because it was cold, and like it felt good on my tooth right there, or my gum, I guess. So I actually had to go to the emergency room, and the emergency room doctor actually stitched it up and stopped the bleeding.
They were like, good thing you had a popsicle. That really helped with the capillary reaction. That's the
right
first
there.
thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to suggest to do.
Gotta go ahead.
But then I go back, and he's like pissed off at me and my mom for going to a emergency
The
room.
dentist is pissed off?
Yeah, he was like, how dare you go somewhere else? Like, I've been helping you. Like,
What?
He's pretty egotistical. So that's the horror story basically right there.
Sure.
Third time's the charm. Is that what he was thinking?
I guess, but we didn't go back after that, so that
Sure.
really pushed us away. As like we looked for someone for guidance. My mom was like, yo, my kid's just bleeding all over the place, and I have to buy new bed sheets because these are just bloodied. You're right. So that's my horror story with the dentist. Now I'll flip it on the good side. It was probably my last time going to the dentist, because it was going to be right before my coverage, like went away. So my teeth sucked, dude. I was that kid that like just didn't brush his teeth just because like I was lazy, so I didn't do it. So I probably started a good brushing routine when I was like, probably your dad, the dentist.
That changes nothing.
I didn't even hear what he said.
I said, I feel that, and I am also lazy. So you know what?
He is lazy.
Reaches all of us.
He is lazy.
But I have bad teeth, but my dentist hooked me up with he just like took care of me. He gave me a lot of drugs, so I don't know if that like made me feel better or something
Awesome.
like that. Yeah,
Nice.
I was like sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was really like, hey, like I know you're not going to come back, but I really advise like brush your teeth. And he pulled out his other patient that was like in the same room, older guy, like 60. He's like, can you give this young man some advice, please? And the guy's like, I've paid $60,000 in my teeth medical bills, and all because I didn't brush my teeth and I didn't floss. And I'm like, I don't want to pay that much money.
Yeah.
So because of that guy, I don't know, the dentist used a patient of his to explain to a young kid.
Shame this young man.
Shame him. Yeah. But for me, $60,000 to an 18-year-old, I'm like, oh my
Sure.
gosh,
Yeah.
right.
Speak to your listening. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to brush my teeth. And then I had a trouble flossing, and this is where I'm going to shout you out. I don't know what you did. I don't know what you said. It might have been the presentation you did, but ever since I started just like hearing you speak, I'm just like, you know what? Out of respect for doctor work, I'm gonna start flossing. So now I floss, but I
Nice.
didn't for a long time. And people need to start flossing. And after the first week of it, like hurting and being bloody, like it's better, I promise. So,
Well, and like, there's an old saying, you don't have to floss all your teeth, just the ones you want to keep.
yeah.
But that's, it's interesting. I get parents come in all the time and they're like, will you scare my son into,
Here,
into
stab
brushing
him
his
with
teeth?
this thing
That's
in
what
the
they've been
teeth.
saying.
I'm
It's like, hey, go in there and tell him, hey man, if you don't take care of your teeth, they're going to all fall out and it's going to be bloody and painful. I'm like, listen, dude, that is not my job. My job is to try to treat this person in medical. You're not like trying to scare, because I got 2 kids and they don't listen to a damn thing I say. And so what makes you think your kids are going to listen
Well,
to
it's
me?
because you say it all with the Arnold Schwarzenegger accent.
brush your teeth. Brush your teeth.
Anyway.
No. So anyway, but interestingly enough, and so if you were 11, that would have been a baby tooth, most likely. It got knocked out, right?
Yeah, it got knocked out.
So what happens in a situation like that? And I mean, baseballs to the teeth, it's a classic one. I once treated a kid. He was sitting right here. He said, he got hit in the mouth with a badminton racket. So I'm like, okay.
I think it was
So
a girl, right?
No,
it was a
boy.
guy?
A guy. I come walking out here, and actually, it's on my website.
It was at
under
Scott's
patient
school,
photos.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, patient photos. And I walk out, and I'm like, and the kid's kind of sitting there, and he's got a little swollen lip, And I said, well, open up and let me take a look. And he opens up, and I was like, it made me stand back. His 4 front teeth were facing completely backwards, and one was in a Ziploc bag. And he was just sitting there acting like, nothing had happened.
like,
and I
cool,
went, So I turned to my front office. I go, cancel my afternoon appointments. And we brought him back, and we had to re-implant 4 of his front teeth. Did root canals, took care of him. I get a picture like 5 or 6 years later. His teeth look absolutely beautiful. We saved him because his mom brought him in. And again, we're talking about avulse teeth. If anybody out there, your child or anyone gets a tooth knocked out, the very best thing you can do is put it back in the socket. Now, that rarely happens.
That is horrifying to me. This is a Cronenberg-esque nightmare that you're describing.
The second best thing you can do is put it in their cheek until they come in. Now, most kids are not going to let you do that. Another good thing you can do is just put it in milk.
Hold these teeth in your mouth.
A Ziploc bag full of milk, but you need to come in, try to get it to your dentist within an hour or 2, and they can reimplant it. And a lot of times you'll have good success. But in your case, that was probably a baby tooth because you would have been 11. And so, but it split your gums open, and it's so vascular that it bleeds a lot. Anything in the mouth bleeds a lot. So, but again, that's the problem, is a lot of dentists are not trained in how to take care of a dental emergency like that. And you just want to,
You're basically a heart surgeon.
I'm basically.
I think that's you're saving people's lives, and that's.
But back to his experience, your overall experiences with dentistry, while kind of brief earlier today, you were talking about when you were younger. You said you remember going to the
toy
dentist.
chest, man.
The toy chest.
Yes, that was my all right, I know I'm gonna sit in this chair for like an hour. Actually, one of my dentists had like a little PlayStation where he would just work on my teeth and I'd play video games, just like looking up. That was cool.
We got to hook something up with that. I could get a PlayStation on your network.
A GameCube.
We have goggles.
You have the VR.
We have VR goggles, but they're
not VR.
15 years
They're
old.
like 15 years
Yeah,
old.
they're old. Yeah. We got to step it up though.
Yeah.
But we do have TV monitors above each chair.
There's
so
a back room we don't use. We could set up a VR thing in
VR
there,
room there,
for people to play.
Yeah, that
Anyway.
sounded very 50 Shades of Grey and kind of weird. Which gets back to the question that he asked on the last episode. No, we won't say that. Spoiler alert. But, okay, so back to the dental experiences.
No, it's just
now,
a flute.
again, your people overall they don't want to go to the dentist because your comment was more financial.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't want to waste that much money on teeth. If I've got teeth now, let me take care of them. I would... any leverage I can use to help somebody be part of their own, dental health would be great. And the problem is some people miss the boat, or they have some kind of genetic periodontal disease or whatever, and they lose their teeth.
Yeah.
You know, it's important. Any business needs to try to help solve their clients' problems.
Yep.
And so you talked about marketing, where you get the clients in there, but tell me a little bit about the marketing parts that help solve problems for people to get them to come into these businesses.
So you're just to like clarify, you're asking me like how with the pain points of like fear, right? Like a lot of cartoons, right? They're like, the dentist is the evil guy, and they make it very scary, right? To kind of combat that. Finding Nemo, right? How can you get people with marketing effort to come into basically like a dentist's office? Is that what you're asking me?
Right. How do you knock down that? How do you change that or try to change? You're not gonna, you know, it's a very personal thing. But what can you do?
Yeah, you got to think of like there's a couple of stages of buyer's awareness, right? There's some people that may have cavities and don't know they have cavities, right? So they're unaware of their problem. They may not be thinking of a dentist, right? Now, when they bite into an apple and like, my tooth hurts, now they're aware of their problem, right? So now they're going to the second stage. The next stage. So now they're like, my tooth hurts, but like, I'm not really thinking about a dentist, right? And now they're scrolling on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and they see a post about a dentist, right? It may be a funny one, it may be a meme, they may see an ad, right?
Dental ASMR.
Dental ASMR. And they're just going to scroll through that. Like
Sure.
they have a problem. They realize they have a problem, and they're like, oh, that's so funny. Like, I saw something that could solve my problem, but I'm not going to do anything. It's organic. And that's what a lot of people think is like, I'm just going to post something on Facebook and it's going to get all my customers. Like, no, right? And not that everyone thinks that, but like, that's the intention of doing that, posting on Facebook or TikTok or anywhere.
But there has to be a certain number of touches or something.
Yeah, the new one's 20 now. It used to be 7. Now it's 20 touches.
Jesus.
Yeah. So now
That makes sense.
Is it because everything's moving so much faster?
Yeah.
Or we have
Think
shorter
about
attention
it.
spans?
Like everyone's fighting for your attention. When you are driving, you have the radio on, your phone. Like, let's be honest, like people are probably on their phone driving. You have the billboard ads. You're trying to not cut someone off, or you are cutting someone off. You're fighting with someone. Those are like 8 things. You're fighting for attention on that advertising level. When you're sitting on the toilet, right? Let's say like we all sit on the toilet with our phones. People are fighting for that attention to like get you in their realm, right?
The brown minutes is what
the
they
brown
those are
minutes,
the brown
yeah.
minutes.
We were
Literally
going to
just
try.
made
We
that up.
almost made it without a poop joke, but old
I
Mr.
didn't say-
Frickin' low hanging fruit here.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know about the no poop jokes. But let's go.
I didn't get that memo.
I didn't get the memo, man. But let's go into the next phase, right? So now they're like, my tooth is like rotting. So now they're like, now there's urgency, right? So now they're like,
They see something like, oh, chicks may not dig me if I have this brown spot.
exactly.
Right.
They're like, okay, like, yeah, I can deal with the pain, no problem. But this girl just turned down a date for me because my teeth just suck,
Or my
right?
breath smells.
Or my breath smells, right? Why does my breath smell? Now they're on Google. Well, how to fix bad breath, right? And now they're in the next stage where they're trying to fix the problem, right?
Yeah.
And this is where the opportunity is, where a lot of people like let's say you're a dentist and you're listening to this and you're trying to get like a marketing help. You're not going to get people when they're first aware, but when they are ready for the help, then they're like, okay, so if like for a dentist, I'd recommend more SEO Google ads stuff than the Facebook, TikTok ads, because the Facebook, TikTok ads are cool, but you're basically telling people, hey, come here, buddy. Like, let me fix your problem that you don't know you have. Whereas in Google, you're like, yo, I'm over here if you need help, right?
You're kind of more educating and guiding them towards you.
Depending on the style of service or business that you do.
Exactly, right? So like, I don't know if you have a blog or anything on your website or literally anything, but add a little frequently asked question is how to get rid of bad breath. You give them like, let's say you put 300 words on that text and you give a solve on how to fix bad breath. you may get people on dental works, but that's again like that's not going to get your customer in, right?
Yeah.
So the last is like I need someone, a professional, to do something on my on my teeth. Like I can't brush my teeth all the time to get rid of this bad breath. My cavities, do they spread? Do they do that thing?
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
They multiply.
Yeah.
They
Well,
divide.
a cavity is basically a cavity is just a soft part of your tooth that's caused by demineralization from acid.
Yep.
And so, do they spread? Kind of. I mean, just the bigger a cavity gets, the more it affects your overall.
Okay.
Bacteria is what
pH.
creates the acid, and so if there's
Right.
the more bacteria, the faster.
So
the
it's just
acid
like
is
the more cavities you have, the faster the process goes in your whole mouth.
produced. Yeah.
And yeah, so like what so like the last part is they're like, I need something now. Now they're like, I'm not getting any dates. That's pain, right? So marketing can be segmented in three ways. You're either helping someone with wealth, like their money situation, their health, right, their well-being, or their relationship status, right? So think about this, like in your marketing efforts, when you're marketing to people for their teeth and dentists, like are you helping them with their money, their health, or their relationship status? Maybe one of the two, right? Relationship.
Yeah, well, they all kind of
They all
flow
mesh
into each other, obviously.
right? But let's say like just pick health, right? Because if your mouth is really important for your health, right? As far as I know, as far as what you taught me. So now let's go into like the health benefits. Like why would someone want, like what health benefits does that provide, right? And that's just more clear, right? Now a lot of the marketing efforts like, no, let's stick to the health standpoint because people come here to help with their health, right? Sure. And a lot of I see other people there's like, oh, we help with all this stuff and use us, we're the best, we're unique, right? And more of it just needs to be more strategic as like
fine-tuned,
right?
Fixing a certain problem, not we're gonna make you happier. Well, what the hell does that even mean?
Exactly, right? Which way, right?
Yeah,
right. You know,
I need to know.
Sure.
Is that what the VR room in the back is for?
There it is.
You know what? That's
50 Shades of Grey
I've seen
teeth.
I don't get what that's about, but there's this thing I saw a while ago.
I'm excited.
Where these little kids were being administered a shot of some sort of vaccine or something. And the way that they got them to not freak out at having to get a shot or whatever is they put these VR goggles on them, and it was part of an experience where this wizard person came out with this little rock, and it was cold, and so they had to do that, and it was the little like
alcohol
wipe,
pad,
alcohol wipe, and then it was hot, and so it was the hot rock, and so it might hurt a little bit, but then it'll be good, and then there's fairies and everything. It's just like a way to distract people, and you can manipulate perceptions in a way to make things a lot easier.
I see that.
More palatable.
I wonder if it would be cool if like you had a VR goggles and like a robot was doing your dentistry.
Well, I don't know about that. Well, you know, it's interesting because as you were talking, I'm thinking about these ads that come up, and it's funny because when you're involved in something and you know a lot about it, you just smell bullshit 100 miles away. The one that's been coming up a lot on Facebook is do this thing 10 seconds a day and reverse periodontal disease within 5 days. And I look down below and there's like all these dentists going, this is total bullshit. People, please don't buy this or please don't think this. But you know, people think, well, even if it helps a little bit, I mean, it's only $39 to find. I'm like, it's a friggin' ripoff, and it pisses me off.
There's a lot of like just deception out there in the market, right? People are going to do anything,
especially in the health space. In the health space,
well, right? It's this whole thing. Like we did an episode on that AGGA. Appliance that
unlicensed
people that were recommended they needed facial surgery. They go to this other guy and he could totally screw your whole mouth up for way cheaper. Yeah, way less money to basically cause you to lose all your teeth. So it's it's unfortunately buyer beware. But with so much bombardment on people have less and less time. It feels like to do the right thing.
Yeah, but just going back on the marketing trend, like it's just like not one thing is gonna make it so you're balling, right? Like you need a healthy mix of all, right? Because sometimes you're gonna you're out of 100 buyers, let's say, some people like a majority like 66%, they're going to be on phase 1 and 2 where they don't know they have a problem, or they know they have a problem, but they're not going to do anything about it, right? There's no action that they want to take,
Sure.
right? And now let's say let's say like 30%, right, are really just like, oh, I need to do something in the future. I know I need to do something in the future. I'll just put it in the back of my head, right? And now you're at the last 4% where they're like, I need something now. I've been seeing this one guy who's been doing podcasts, and he really does. He's funny. I feel like I know him, right? I'm gonna go to DentalWorks, right? I'm gonna see what this guy's about, right?
Sure.
And you get rid of all the buyers. It's essentially like a referral, right? You're giving yourself a referral, because when my friend refers me to someone, I don't shop anywhere else. I just go there, right?
Right.
So it's really building a relationship online, having a good SEO background, answering a lot of the popular questions, and it's so easy, guys. Like, just go on Google, type in top dentistry questions, and Google's gonna feed it to you, right? Like that's surface level right there. Now you can go deeper and like into the web and like, what are like the 0.01% people asking? Like, you can answer those questions.
Sure.
But Google's gonna reward you for answering the big questions on your website, right?
That's a great idea. Well, and also, I mean, the best referrals are from people that you're already working with, that are already happy with, throwing out a bunch of stuff to just random strangers. I mean, if your business is good and you're taking care of your current clients, that's your best basis. But a lot of times, if you really want to kill it, you got to kind of go outside of there, and you want to spend most of your time working with the clients that you're currently servicing, that you're treating good. And part of our mission statement talks about, providing quality dental care in a fun-loving atmosphere and taking care of the people that we've already made a commitment to. So that's really a great place to start for marketing. But, sometimes you want to have a bigger reach.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm telling you, man, the TikTok and Instagram and blah, 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 all this stuff.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
At a certain point, they're kind of all the same. You only have to make one thing and then put it on all of them at this point.
Yeah, but they're just
a
a little bit
easier.
different.
Yeah, little formats, a little different. So, for example, like we have a client, and we shoot similar videos, but the content that we put on their TikTok is way different from what we put on their Instagram, because they're Instagram people. Their audience is more like heartfelt, more serious content. Like, we don't want to put anything that's offensive out there. The TikTok, on the other hand, is crazy. It's funny stuff like
the
that.
Wild West.
It's Wild West on TikTok. So,
don't you work with Paradise Pools?
I do work with Paradise Pools.
Yeah.
So
those videos are cool. There's any of those, I'll plug Paradise Pools. Ryan at Paradise Pools, great guy.
best pool cleaner in the valley.
And those videos you did for him are really cool.
Yeah.
Really good.
They're just
before and
memes.
afters.
Yeah,
It's
they're
neat.
memes. I love them. Yeah.
What's a meme?
A meme's just
we don't have time to get into that.
Let's
move
parody.
on.
It's a
Let's
parody.
move on. We're going to move on to our favorite segment of the show, which is Celebrity Smiles.
Celebrity Smiles.
You watch the video if you're not watching the video. T-Door Productions at youtube.com.
The pictures will be right.
They'll be somewhere.
Right
They'll
here?
be right here.
Right
probably.
here.
Ish.
Over there.
Right here.
I'm still figuring out the scaling of stuff, but it
Okay.
should be
Scaling,
put
a
it here.
dental comment. I got it. I saw that.
I hate you so much.
I saw what you did there.
It was actually more of a mathematics kind of a
Scaling.
thing, like
I don't get
scaling
it.
factors.
I don't
Okay,
get
here
it.
we go. First person is one Jet Li. Jet Li. Kung
that
Fu,
one word?
Kung Fu master. I don't know if he's a master, but
Is that?
I love that movie, The One. You guys know that movie, The One?
This is Jelly.
Yeah, he is.
all right.
Oh, okay.
Do you know the movie, The One? Do you know that movie?
He's got really chapped lips,
So
and he's got
good.
crowns on 8 and
Jason
9.
Statham is in it too. You guys have to watch The
Is
One.
that a thing when people smile and their gums show? Is like, are there people that are
There are tons of people who are self-conscious.
Self-conscious about
people
it?
are self-conscious about literally everything about themselves.
Yeah,
So,
I hear you.
And that's
But
part
that-
of what
yeah.
we do is point out shit that people are embarrassed
But
about.
no, that they are really ugly.
the gum thing?
The gummy smile.
Yeah,
His
gummy
not
smile.
too bad, but
No,
he's got He's got angular cheilitis on the corners of his mouth.
You flipped your phone
What's
back. You're
cheilitis?
Like, what is happening?
Angular cheilitis is like cracking,
say it again.
cracking on the corners of your mouth.
Okay.
But he's also got chapped lip. It looks like he's sunburned.
Definitely
Anyway,
needs chaps. He needs burpees.
make sure, guys, you use sunblock in your chapstick. Anyway,
burpees. Yeah.
He was in the third Mummy movie.
I've never watched any of the Mummies.
What? The first two are really good.
What?
I'm
The second one's
uncultured.
kinda
I am
bad.
on the movie side, guys. I'm so
The
uncultured.
fourth one is bad too.
All right,
That one
let's
has
do
Tom
this guy's
Cruise.
teeth.
Jet Li, whatever his teeth. All right, here we go. 7, 6.
Oh, God.
3, 2, 1.
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
6.
Don't let
They're
him
not
hear
bad.
you say that.
They're not bad.
He'll punch
Oh yeah,
you.
he'll punch me in the neck. But the color match on those two is
That'd be
not
great
All right.
marketing if he came in here and
He's also in a
Punched
movie.
my teeth out.
He's in these two movies. One of them called The Kiss of the Dragon, which is an amazing movie, and also
And that's how he got the
Unleashed.
nickname Dragon Breath.
Jet Li's Unleashed.
All right.
Kiss
What's
of the
the next
Dragon
one?
is where he has these pins on this thing and he throws them, and when they go into somebody, it kills him. He only
Okay,
has
yeah, we
100 of
figured
them,
that.
and he's
Oh.
got to get back.
All
the-
right, so
you should watch
who's
that movie. It's
next?
cool. The next person, you suggested this person because I could not think of a new person. This person's name, person, is person. Eddie Izzard.
Eddie Izzard.
Took you long enough.
Eddie Izzard.
Eddie Izzard,
teeth. He
great
did
in-
something called 18 marathons or something.
Oh, did he? Where he ran a bunch?
Well, I don't know if he actually did it or just talked about it. He's
probably
an
did it if he was
interesting
talking
guy.
about it.
So
Eddie
first
Izzard.
of all,
Okay.
he's British.
What?
So
Is that a thing?
that's a thing. British.
We are
teeth
really offensive to British people on this
are-
podcast. I don't know why.
I feel like
it's
they do it to
happening.
themselves.
Well,
Is it all
you
the
know.
tea they drink or
does the NHS
Socialized
have a dental
medicine.
thing, or is that no?
So he's an interesting guy.
He is.
I'm not
Ocean's
getting a lot of
13.
good teeth photos, but yeah, those are the okay.
So
Ocean's
why won't
13.
it stay okay?
Dude, I don't know.
I mean, they're okay.
don't ask me an Apple question.
I mean, all right.
you chose Eddie
I
Izzard.
know, I did. I
all
just
right, here we
watched those for
go. 11,
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
I'm still
Five.
6. I'm doing the next
Five.
6,
5,
yeah.
not bad. Right in the same
He
range.
probably smokes.
Sure.
I mean,
And the final person, before we get on out of here, we've only got a little bit of time. This person is Wonder Woman.
Oh,
you got this
Her name
from
is
Jasmine.
Gal Gadot. Ends with there's a silent T in there somewhere. Gadot.
good thought. Yeah.
I think it's Gal Gadot, right?
Gal Gadot.
Or is it Gad Gadot? Is it Gadot?
Gal Gadot.
You know,
Who is that?
I've heard it said
I'm
both
very
ways.
concerned that like
She's Wonder Woman.
I can type in teeth after any actor, and there's a lot of teeth pictures. Like, is that are people like into teeth?
Well, here's what's funny. There's another one where somebody has taken the time to take all the teeth out. If you put no teeth, it shows all these actors toothless.
He thinks that it like takes longer to take more teeth out. You just draw a circle around their mouth and then blend. It's really easy to do. I could teach you to do it in like 5
Okay,
minutes.
she is really cute.
Yeah, she's
She's Wonder Woman.
I haven't seen Wonder Woman. I
I
don't
haven't
really
either,
care.
but she's got okay.
don't
She
really
looks.
She's French, right?
Oh,
Is that correct?
Is
She's
this
French?
considered buck teeth?
wow. How did
Maybe
you
a
get
little
those?
bit. Wow, you got
Well,
you got
it
better
almost
teeth
looks
photos.
like
How
those are
did you-
photoshopped. I think that
don't know
picture is either stretched or altered in some
All right,
way.
how about this one?
That one's pretty good. No, I mean, she has prominent central incisors, but they're. See, we talk about things like your teeth should follow the lower
Yeah.
line of your lip. Like your teeth shouldn't be straight across and then your lower lip dips down. It doesn't line up.
Okay.
So she can afford to have the two longer teeth because her lower lip line sinks
Goes
down
down.
so
Oh, I
far.
see now.
And it causes a nice.
Yeah.
How come you've got all those frickin'.
I just
Dude,
typed in
he's
teeth.
just better at Googling.
Well,
than
first
you
of all,
are,
I think I misspelled her name.
I typed in Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. There you go.
Oh, you put Wonder Woman in there? You
I think it's
cheater.
because you're typing with your middle finger.
Okay, so
That's why I think Google knows.
she's got. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So,
All right, what do we
looks
got? 3, 2, 1.
9.
8.
I'm giving her a 9.
Pretty good.
I almost said 9 because she's cute, and I'm.
Pretty good for Gal Gadot. And with that, we're going to say thank you to Brandon. We're going to say
Thanks so
you.
much for being a
Thank
guest.
you,
This
of
was
course.
awesome.
I loved being here, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to look for like Stevie Wonder with no teeth. I can't find anything though.
I'm going to do a whole medley of no teeth photos. I'm going to see which
do wanna
ones
see
work
that.
the best. But Thank you for listening to the Dental Works podcast. If you'd like to support the show, please give us a rating on iTunes or your podcast player of choice. If you'd like to get in contact with the show or you have questions, please send an email to dentalworkspodcast@gmail.com. We may talk about your question on the show. There's no promises. If you're located in the Phoenix area and need dental work, please give us a call at 480-391-0099. Thank you for joining us, Brandon.
Thank
It
you
was
for having
great
me.
having
It was
you as a
fun.
guest, Ted. Thanks for doing another great job on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate
Well,
it.
we'll see how the
We've got
two
the
cameras
camera
works out. So.
thing. It's going to be awesome. I just know it will.
All right. We will see you guys on the next episode. So
Peace out.
see you
All
then.
right.
This podcast was produced by T-Door Productions. Theme song written and recorded by Neil Hathaway. Vocals by Terry Work. Sound effects provided by freesfx.com and zapsplat.com.